everybody, the Lawn Gnome is here.
Yeah, Hollywood, you know I love you more than what I should. Yeah, Hollywood, well, kiss me good. Yeah, Hollywood, you know I love you more than...
So I know it's been bad in regards to going out to see movies. I haven't actually seen one since Sin City, A Dame to Kill For, but I finally got back to the theaters, and the first movie that I chose to see was one that a lot of people have been talking about, especially because it's got a great book to go along with the film, and that is The Maze Runner, written by James Dashner. When I saw the trailer for this movie, I was very eager to pick up the book and read it before I actually saw the film, and I want to say that this movie is nothing like The Hunger Games, nor is the book. It's a very different story. I guess people compare it just because it's got young adults in it. But this movie stars a very interesting cast of somewhat known names. You've got Dylan O'Brien, who is from the MTV series Teen Wolf. You've got Thomas Brody Sangster, who is from Game of Thrones, and you've also got Will Poitier, who actually is in the third Chronicles of Narnia film. The acting was actually pretty good. That's one of the few things that I want to highlight before I actually get into the real meat of this review. This was a very interesting film, very enjoyable. Not the greatest, and it really does not hold a candle to The Hunger Games, but it really has the very same pace of the story in the book, even though there were a lot of things that were changed for cinematic purpose. What I really appreciate is the story itself, and I'm not going to give much away, but basically, there's a group of boys that are in this open field known as a glade, and they are surrounded by a gigantic maze, and for all they know, they just can't get out, so they decide to make a life from themselves. And then all of a sudden, this boy Thomas shows up, and all of a sudden, everything changes, and he believes that there is a way out of the maze, and that there is a bigger world outside of the glade. I love the fact that it has the same pace of the book. It basically starts right in the middle of nowhere, when Thomas just wakes up, and realizes he's in the glade, and as the movie goes on, as well as the book did, it basically peels back the layers to add more and more of the story, and piece it together with every moment, and all of a sudden, when you finally get to the end, you have some answers, but you don't have all the answers that you want, and it just makes you eager for more. I actually think the book was a little bit better than the movie. I mean, I liked the fact that a lot of the lingo that was in the book was not used in the movie, just because if people who were coming in had not read the book, they wouldn't have gotten anything like crank or shank or whatever it was that they use in that book. But it has some lighthearted moments, especially from Chuck. Chuck was one of my favorite characters in the story, and in the movie he's a very relatable and likable character as well. Teresa, unfortunately, didn't do much for me. I don't even know who that actor is. Have you seen her in anything else? Let me know. All in all, it has a couple of staggering points as well, but when they get into the maze, all the cool stuff happens, especially when they finally see what Reavers look like on the big screen. Based on their description in the book, you're actually really excited to see what they are. And all of a sudden, in the end, Patricia Clarkson shows up out of nowhere as a main character who is basically one of the links in this whole chain of the story. At the end, you know, I was excited to see where the story was going. I am not sure if they have greenlit the Scorch Trials just yet, but what I am going to be doing is, the minute that the movie release date is announced, I am going to go out and get the book and read it before the movie comes out, because it was a fun movie, and I do recommend it. I don't really see myself getting it on DVD, but if I actually do get a chance to watch it again, I definitely will. So I'm going to give The Maze Runner 2.5 out of 4. Like I said, it's somewhere in the middle. It's not great, but it's not bad either. You will enjoy it if you want a good action drama with teenagers wrapped in a mystery. Thanks for watching, guys, and actions speak louder than words.